Hey y'all, it's your girl Stephanie over here at Wrestling Color Podcast. Please thumbs up and thumbs down and subscribe if you made it this far to these videos, and I hope you get something out of them. Not your typical wrestling podcast, as I always say. I talk about issues and things that I've noticed, and you may have noticed, but you are the type that don't want to point it out because the internet wrestling community can be very brutal for whatever reason. And when it comes to the World Wrestling Entertainment that we all watch, the granddaddy of them all, you all give them a lot of excuses. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get into the SummerSlam and NXT review. It's not going to be long because I'm just going to keep it all the way live with you. SummerSlam did not live up to NXT. NXT is literally the SummerSlam, is literally turning into the WrestleMania for me before the actual supposedly main roster pay-per-view comes on. Also, the WWE Network. When I tell you I watched NXT with no issue, beautiful, crisp streaming, but when it was fucking time to watch SummerSlam, my stream would buff, rewind, then speed up. I missed so many pins. I had to go, and then I had to kind of try to rewind, and I couldn't really do it because it was live, and it was just, it wasn't a comfortable viewing. And no, I'm not watching SummerSlam again, and anything I did enjoy, I could just watch it again on YouTube, which is what I was doing before I just started recording. I was watching Finn Balor versus The Fiend, which was one of the highlights, if not the best thing about SummerSlam. So let's run through what went on really quick. Goldberg and Dolph Ziggler. I had picked Goldberg, so my pick was correct. But that turned into a comedy act with Dolph. I don't care what y'all say. I think Dolph Ziggler, although Vince McMahon doesn't never seen it for him and didn't take him seriously, I think he's a great seller. He's a great wrestler. He looks good in the ring. I enjoy Dolph. He got, I wouldn't say squashed as much as it was comic relief. Goldberg was able to put a different visual in your mind as opposed to that whole debacle, which I watched just for shits and giggles because the way he dropped Undertaker on his head and Undertaker's looks through the whole match is priceless. Then we had Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens. Okay, Kevin Owens won, and that's who I assumed would win. And because of that, Shane McMahon is still on my TV. Then we had the highlight, which was The Fiend versus Finn Balor. The Fiend's music, The Fiend's entire entrance, The Fiend, that neck breaker he did, he snapped Finn's neck, the audience reaction, the mandible claw. It was like an emotional roller coaster. I loved every minute of it. Every minute. When I tell you Bray Wyatt puts character development is an underfucking statement. That man put his foot in this character, and I hope WWE doesn't fuck it up. Then we had Ember Moon versus Bayley. I mean, y'all can say she put up a fight. I wasn't there for it. She lost. Bayley retained. The match was boring. Not to mention my network was fucking up during the match. So I didn't get the pinfall. I didn't get to see it, and I wasn't going to rewind it. The Viper versus, what is his name? Every time I see his face, all I could hear is this guy say he looks like a dinosaur. Kofi Kingston. I actually thought the Viper was going to win. He did not. It was actually a count out, and a lot of people were very upset because it was a sucky ending. But all that did was continue on the storyline into these next episodes of Smackdown. Ricochet versus AJ Styles. Ricochet got buried, or whatever you want to call it. He came out in full. I understand he was dressed like Nightwing or whatever y'all said, but the outfit was terrible. And then that bullet, that gunshot in the beginning is just, it really just, I don't even know what to say. I don't know what they're going to do with Ricochet, but AJ retained. And Honestly, who cares about Ricochet at this point? It's really sad. Trish Stratus and what is this woman's name? Charlotte Flair. Um, I'm not really understanding why Goldberg gets dragged for his lackluster performance, because the beginning of this performance from Trish Stratus was lackluster at best. Charlotte, to her credit, literally helped Trish do all her moves. All her moves. 6 foot Charlotte helped Trish get all her moves through. And she lost. She get her bow and she's done and she's gone. That's it. I don't know what to say about that. Drew Gulak won, so there's that. Then we had Becky Lynch versus Natalya. Now the thing about Becky Lynch and Natalya is, just because it's Canada doesn't mean anyone from Canada is going to get the same reception. Honestly, no one cares about Natty. Natty is kind of a utility player in the women's division. She helps get the girls over. She helps, get the girls to do the basics. And when she wrestles, that's what you get, is the basics. Natty does nothing outside of what she always does, and none of it's compelling. She did she did the signature submission move on Becky, the sharpshooter on the turnbuckle, and that was really it. Okay, she got booed, and it is what it is. Because just because it's Canada doesn't mean we just gonna cheer the bitch. We don't care for her. Becky Lynch retained. It was just like I wasn't moved. And then the match between Seth Rollins and Brock Lesnar was actually good. That was another highlight. It was actually a good match. It was balanced. It told a good story, and he beat Brock clean. And not many people can say that, because right now they're going to remind you of that every day on Raw, so you don't forget. And they're going to get all the old relics to tell you how cool Seth Rollins is, because now it's time to build his image back to where it was, because WWE has found a way to ruin it. So that is SummerSlam. Now, NXT. Match of the night had to be 2. Well, listen, in order. Io and Candice LeRae were 1. The tags between the Undisputed Era and the, what is the name of that group? Oh my goodness, because I don't like where they're going. Monster, the Street Profits. I don't like where they're going on Raw. I don't like where they're taking them. But we'll talk about that here too. The Street Profits, and then I would put Ricochet, Velveteen Dream, his match, and then we would go for the main event, and lastly would be the women's match. Now, we'll go with Candice LeRae and Io Shirai. Let me tell you something. Io Shirai is a beast. Io Shirai doesn't have to speak a lick of fucking English, and when she does open her mouth, she can speak her language, and she can say 2 words. I'ma kick your ass, or whatever the fuck she needs to say. That's more than 2 words. Her performance and her storytelling through a wrestling, along with Candice LeRae, was some of the best women's wrestling that I have seen in probably the last 20 years. Hands down. Hands down. And apparently, word on the street is Vince likes Io. Now that Io is looking a little bit more American and not like, one of the fluffy Japanese anime girls, I guess he took a liking to what she was given. Listen, Io is one to watch. I am a fan, and I'm so happy. Unfortunately for Kairi Sane, but I'm very happy that she did not get called up, because now she can build. She can build, and that should be the one. If it's not going to be my girl Bianca Belair, she should be the one to take that belt off of Shayna Baszler. The Street Profits versus Undisputed. Everyone thought that the prophecy of all the gold for Undisputed was going to happen. It didn't happen. It was a good match. It was an entertaining match. Street Profits retained, and I enjoyed it. The North American title was very entertaining. Very. Let me tell you something. Velveteen Dream is a star. Period. Point blank. That is it. That part where he was rolling his hips and the bruiserweight, I forgot his name. He turned and looked at him and he waved at him like hi, and he snatched his fingers. Excellent, excellent match. It was very entertaining. And Velveteen retained, which I loved. Then we had the main event, which was pretty good. Main event was pretty good. Adam Cole, baby, retained, and his facial expressions throughout the whole entire what did they say? All 4 count or 3 phases of death throughout the whole entire match was that of are we still doing this? Oh my god, it's more, it's more. When the cage lowered, he was looking around like what the fuck is this? Great, great, great. I had not one complaint. Lastly, the match that was terrible was Mia Yim and Shayna Baszler. Now, you all said Shayna Baszler's boring and she's devoid of charisma, and that may be true. But the thing is, you have to have a good dance partner in this wrestling. And Shayna Baszler did not have a good dance partner in Mia Yim. I don't understand Mia Yim's character. I don't understand Mia Yim's story. I don't believe anything that comes out of Mia Yim. I cannot back Mia Yim. I think she forces her entire story. And this is what actually ruined any momentum going into the match. Okay, I made a mistake and cut the other one, so hopefully I'll be able to splice them together. But continuing on what I was talking about Mia Yim, this is a promo she cut before her fight with Shayna Baszler, and listening to her talk just was a complete turn on.
Yes, he got another win against the AFC. And granted, it wasn't an easy win, but I couldn't even celebrate because the women's champion Shayna decides to come out. And you know, didn't know how she didn't even come down the stairs to come into my face because I sense fear. So she ain't got her 2 girlfriends with her. She doesn't even want to come down the stairs. She doesn't even want to come face to me. It's going against her 40th birthday. She's hurting too much. She's too old to be coming down the steps. But it's cool, you know, let's celebrate her birthday with her walking out NXT Takeover Toronto as the loser, and me will be my birthday when I walk out with that beautiful shiny title around my waist, taking it home. Happy birthday, champ.
That was just terrible, and everyone in the comments were completely disgusted by that. And number 2, 40 isn't old, and the majority of the wrestlers on the main roster are pushing 40 or in their mid-30s to early 30s. Sweetie, let's not play the age game. Fucking, what's her name? Alexa Bliss was doing that with Mickie James, and Mickie James is literally 38. I'm sitting here like, whatever. That was a terrible match. So basically, that was it for my roundup. But what we can talk about is Raw. And the biggest thing that happened on Raw, and I was so excited. I popped so hard. I'm not even gonna lie. If there was a pop meter, mine got broke. I miss Sasha Banks. I can honestly say I miss seeing Sasha Banks, her music, what y'all consider botching. I don't give a fuck. The woman wrestles like a man. I love everything about her. I missed her. When that music dropped, I went nuts. Not to mention, she proceeded to beat the fuck out of Becky Lynch, which was even better. And when she slapped the dog shit out of Natalya, the audience was like, thank you, Sasha. That should tell you where Natalya stands. Fabulous. fabulous. That's the only thing I remember on Monday Night Raw. I couldn't remember anything else. And then the one thing I remember on SmackDown, wait, Monday Night Raw, actually, I'm sorry, I do remember. Another star was born on Monday Night Raw. There was a match that took place, and it was so fucking good. I'm gonna tell you what that match was. It was Cedric Alexander versus Drew McIntyre. When I tell you they put on a clinic, Cedric Alexander needs to be pushed because he made Drew's Claymore kick look like a fucking earthquake. That audience was like, oh shit, fabulous. And then on SmackDown, we can just go ahead on to SmackDown. Another star was born in the best kept secret, that's Buddy Murphy. And I want to say to Roman Reigns, it's appreciated that he helped put that dude over. He made Roman Reigns look so fucking strong, and Roman Reigns was receiving them punches. He made him look strong. It was literally a dance. It was a battle. It was good ass television match. It could have been a WrestleMania match for all I know. It was fucking good. And he too sold the spear when he did a whole flip, kind of like Cedric Alexander. And listen, y'all can say, oh, he could do that. He made Roman look like a beast. Beast. Cedric Alexander and Buddy Murphy. Welcome. Welcome to the mainstream. We see you. I see you. And I want to see them pushed. I want to see Cedric Alexander and Buddy Murphy pushed. And the word on the street is Buddy Murphy wasn't even supposed to even be in the storyline. Only reason why he was in the storyline is because us fans said, hey, that's Buddy Murphy over there. He probably did it. So they adjusted the storyline and put Buddy Murphy in it because Buddy Murphy wasn't going to be in the story had that man not was standing over there minding his own business. So we're supposed to find out come Tuesday when who I should say is trying to kill Roman Reigns because SmackDown went off with Daniel Bryan and Rowan talking to Roman and telling him they know they were doing an investigation, and Roman was just giving you all kind of face. He was giving you drama. He was giving you body language. And he just looked so pained and like, I gotta know who's trying to hurt me. So this will be exciting. Who I think is trying to kill Roman, I don't know. It ain't Samoa Joe. It ain't Buddy Murphy. I don't think it's either Rowan or Daniel Bryan. And I'm trying to think who hasn't been on TV for a long time, or who actually, it would be cool if it was Andrade, because I'm not really understanding why Andrade is not going after the Intercontinental title with Shinsuke Nakamura. And where is Shinsuke Nakamura? Are y'all doing it again the same way y'all did him with the U.S. title? Give him the title and nothing happens? I don't know who could be the one wanting to kill Roman. It would be a great plot twist if it was Seth Rollins, but then that would put Roman in the quest for the Universal Championship, and y'all don't want that to happen. I'm trying to think who would try to kill Roman. I don't know. Well, hopefully it's not somebody predictable, and it's somebody. Y'all said Shelton Benjamin because he's making all them stupid faces. So hopefully it's not somebody predictable, somebody that's gonna, be like, oh shit, I would have never thought that he had beef. You know what I mean? So that was really it. I guess this is my SummerSlam, NXT, Raw, SmackDown roundup, huh? Well, listen, I'm not gonna hold you, because there's some other things I want to get into on some other topics. So we're going to leave this right here. This is Stephanie. This is Wrestling in Color. I appreciate each and every one of you once again for joining me. Make sure you thumbs up and thumbs down this video. And what else? Make sure you hit the comments. I love having conversations with y'all. And follow me on Instagram. Instagram has somehow suppressed my page for whatever reason. So it's making things difficult for me to promote my page. So if you're over here and you came from Instagram, go ahead and follow me. That's why I'm gonna post regardless. I enjoy this and I hope you enjoy this journey with me. I'm having a good time and it's just gonna get better.